So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Figuarts The Dark Knight Batman. So let's get into it right away and start off with the box. So we do get a basic style box for SH Figuarts, and I really dig the look of this box. So we do get the window right there on the front of the box. On the top says SH Figuarts, warning, blah, 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 blah. We do get a cool image of the Batman figure. Says Batman, the Dark Knight. We do get the Batman logo. Says the Dark Knight on the bottom there. Tamashii Nations and Bandai. And then the bottom of the box actually looks really cool, so I like what Tamashii Nations did there. And then here is the top of the box. And then the one side of it. And then the other side of the box with a close-up image of the figure. And then the back of it shows a couple cool poses you can get the figure into, along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure over to take a closer look at the Dark Knight. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and I think Tamashii Nations knocked it out of the park with this Christian Bale, the Dark Knight Batman. This is definitely, hands down, the best 6-inch scale, the Dark Knight Batman figure that we have around as of now. Tamashii Nations really just did a great job with this figure, and I really don't have any issues or complaints with it. One minor one is the shoulder pad pieces sometimes pop off the joint when you articulate the arms around, but it's really not that big of a deal. You just peg them back on. And another little minor issue is his right leg. I feel like the knee joint or something was put on a little crooked because the lower leg sticks out a little bit. I feel like it should be like that, but as you see, it is sticking out a little bit, unlike this side. See how this side looks even? And this side looks a little off. That I've noticed that sometimes with SH Figuarts figures. I do get them here and there, and I know some of you probably as well. So those are really the only complaints or issues I do have with the figure. I think the face sculpt looks great. You can tell that is Christian Bale under the bat mask there. The eyes are both painted looking in the same directions. Great job with that. Nice sculpt all throughout the cowl, and the bat ears just look dope, and they are extremely sharp, so be very careful when you interchange his heads. The neck looks great, very nice sculpt all throughout it, the front and the back. You can tell there's armor on there, and that looks pretty cool. And then the torso here, we do get, the main color of course is black, as you can tell. We do get a little bit of like this gunmetal gray all throughout the suit here and there, like up here on these pieces that's holding the cape, then under the bat symbol, a little bit around the midsection, a little on the arms, and it just looks really nice. And I think that's really the only parts painted on his suit besides the skin tone and maybe the belt there. But nice clean paint wherever I do see stuff that is painted. And the sculpt just really looks fantastic throughout his entire suit. The bat symbol looks dope. Very nice sculpt all throughout the armor around the midsection there. And that looks awesome. And the back here looks great too. Very nice sculpt all throughout it. Very cool looking. And then his cape. I'm so happy Tamashii Nations finally switched to cloth capes. And I really like that they used bendy wire. It's a much thicker piece of bendy wire compared to what we usually get with other figure lines, and I do like that they used it because it feels like it's going to be more durable. And I know when it's a thinner piece, I always feel like it might break eventually, but these I don't feel like they're going to break anytime soon. But we do get 4 bendy wire pieces, so we have 2 on each end, and then we do get 2 in the middle. And I do actually like that idea because it gives you more posing options, and I feel like it makes the cape a little more heavy. So if you want to put it in the pose where it's just draping over his shoulders to make it look natural, it looks good, you could do that. And then you could pose it like if he's jumping in the air or something, or if you want it to look like it's blowing in the wind. You do have a decent amount of display posing options with his cape, and I'd say articulating the cape, I'd say it's like articulating a Revoltech figure, trying to get it in that perfect pose you're trying to get it into. So it does take time to get the cape in specific poses you really want to get them in. So that's how I would say it's like articulating it, but I'm really happy that they finally switched to the cloth capes with the bendy wire. The arms look dope. The shoulder pads look good. They are on a hinge and a ball joint. Like I said, they can pop off here and there, but it's really not that big of an issue. We do get a cool little texture here and there throughout his suit that I do like. We do get some nice sculpt work around the bicep. We get that gunmetal gray color. It looks pretty cool. The gauntlet here, I love these pieces. I forgot what they're called. Someone told me, but I forgot. And they are very, very sharp. They already poked my fingers a couple times, so be very careful when you interchange the hands, but I love the way they look. Very cool looking. And then we do get his utility belt, which also looks dope. Great sculpt and paint all throughout it, so very nice job on the utility belt. And you do see a peg insert right there, and that is for the holster that holds the grapple gun, which we'll get into when we get to the accessories next. And then the back of the belt looks pretty good, so good job with that. The thighs here, or the legs, very nice sculpt all throughout it. We do get that cool texture up around the upper legs there. So very nice job around the thighs. And then the knee joints look good. We do have like a piece of armor that's hiding the knee joint, so I like the way that looks. Now for the boots here, they're very plain looking, but they did a good job with them. I do like the texture on the side. We get a couple sculpted wrinkles around the ankles on the back and on the front there, so that looks pretty cool. And then the feet look dope also. Nice sculpt all throughout them. And then we do get a little bit of treads at the bottom. So overall, I'm extremely satisfied with how this Batman figure turned out, and like I said, I think this is the best 6-inch scale Christian Bale the Dark Knight Batman figure that we have around as of right now, and I'm very, very happy now owning this figure. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we get a bunch of great stuff included with this Christian Bale Batman. So we do get 2 interchangeable heads. We do get this one on the left. That does come on the figure out of the packaging, and this is the basic type looking face, which is my favorite out of the 2, and they did do a very good job with this one. So we do get the basic looking face there, and then we also get the angry teeth gritted face, and they did an excellent job with this one as well. Nice paint and sculpt all throughout it. My only issue though is I feel like the right eye isn't looking straight ahead like the left eye. It looks like it's going a little bit off to the right. It's not horrible, but it is a little noticeable. But other than that, very good job all throughout the sculpt and wherever it's painted. Nice clean paint, and the face sculpt looks good. Wherever you could see his face, you could tell it is Christian Bale under the mask, and the bat ears are very sharp, so be careful of that. And both heads have their own joints, so the joint's going to pop off with the head when you interchange it. So it's very simple to interchange the heads. Just pop it on to put the new head on, and then just pull up to take it off. So simple as that. So we do get those 2 interchangeable heads. Then we do get 2 batarangs, and I do like that they gave us 2 instead of just 1. The one side's flat, and then the other side has a little bit of sculpt to it. But they do look pretty cool, so we do get the 2 batarangs, and then we also get the sticky bomb gun, and this is probably my favorite accessory out of everything. This thing looks dope. Paint and sculpt looks awesome on it. I love all the little silver bolts all throughout it. I think that looks sick. The little pipes or whatever those are look pretty cool. Just a very cool accessory to include with the Christian Bale Batman. We don't get the EMP gun, but I think getting this makes up for it. I know some people might have rather have had the EMP gun or both of them or something, but it is cool that we got that, so we do get that. And then we do get the grapple hook with the holster. There's the holster there. And then the grapple hook, or the grapple gun, looks dope. We got 2 little grapples on the end there, and nice paint and sculpt all throughout this. Nice clean paintwork all over it, so good job with that. And the way you get this on Batman here, you see the peg right there. The grapple gun, you're supposed to put it in like this, and like the trigger part pops into this piece, and it just holds on there. And what you do is peg it into the left side of Batman's whips. That popped out. Pop it into the left side of Batman's utility belt, and this does come on the figure out of the packaging, but once you get the grapple gun on there, it just pretty much stays on there. It doesn't really pop out or anything. You just got to pop the trigger piece out of that. So we do get the grapple gun and the holster, and then we finally get 12 interchangeable hands. So we do get a pair of fists, of course, which come on the figure out of the packaging, and very nice sculpt all throughout these, around the fingers and the thumb and on the knuckles and everything. And I do like the texture on the top of the glove. That does look pretty cool. And all the hands are very simple to interchange, and that is always a big plus when it comes to a figure. So we do get a pair of fists, and then we do get a pair of these open hands here. Nice sculpt on the top of the hand there. And then I do like the sculpt work on the palm. I think that looks pretty cool. So good job with the open hands. Then we do get a pair of trigger finger hands, which is meant for the sticky bomb gun. And nice sculpt all around on these. And you can actually get them to grab onto one of the batarangs. You just put the batarang in between the middle and pointer finger there, and he holds the batarang perfectly with them. So you can use them for that as well. But the way you get him to grip onto the sticky bomb gun, there is a specific way to do it. You got to put his hand on like this. Then when you get the pointer finger up to the trigger hole, let's go, you just twist it, and then the finger goes right in the hole. And when you want to take it off, twist it back, and then just pull it down. So that is the little way to get him to grip onto it with the trigger finger hands. So we get a pair of those, and then we get another pair of gripping hands, but this is meant for him to grip onto the other end of the sticky bomb gun, but nice sculpt all throughout these as well. And then we also get a pair of trigger finger hands for the grapple gun, and nice sculpt all around on these, and he does grab onto the grapple gun perfectly with these hands. So we get those, and then finally we get a pair of batarang holding hands. And nice sculpt all around on these as well. And the way you get them to grab onto the batarang here, you just take the batarang, put it in between the thumb and the pointer finger like so. Come on, you bastard. And then there you go, as simple as that. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Batman. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of Batman. To the top of his head, it looks like he just stands a hair under 6 inches and a quarter of an inch tall. Then to the top of his bat ears, he stands a little bit over 6 inches and a quarter of an inch tall. And then here he is compared to the Mezco 112 Batman and Superman and the Mafex Suicide Squad Jokers. And then here he is compared to the Mezco 112 Joker and the SH Figuarts Suicide Squad Deadshot, Joker, and Harley Quinn. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Daredevil. And where there's some quick comparisons, let's keep moving on with the rest of the review! So now for all the articulation. Like I said before, the cape is articulated. We have bendy wire in 4 spots, 2 on the ends and 2 in the middle, so I do like how we can pose around the cape. Now we do get 2 joints at the neck, so the upper neck joint, we do get some very nice movement. You could get Batman to look up about that much, which is pretty good, and then he looks down a really good amount, so nice forward and back movement there. Then we get some great pivot at that upper neck joint, and then it does swivel, but we do get, look at that articulation at the upper neck. I love that movement, so very nice upper neck joint. Now the lower neck is really tight on mine, but we do get some decent movement at the lower neck as well. As you can see, it moves forward and back, so with both joints, Bruce Wayne can look all the way down and then almost looks all the way up. Then we do get some pretty good pivot at the lower neck, and then it also swivels. So great movement at both the neck joints. Then we do get a point of articulation at the torso right under the chest there. So Batman can crunch forward about that much and then goes back about that much, but you do see a little bit of a gap there, so you might want to hide it. Then we do get some decent pivot, but then you'll see the gaps on the side there, but it really doesn't bother me that much. And then we do get a little bit of swivel at the torso. Now for the waist, can go forward, whoops, yep, only that much. So with both joints, he crunches forward an alright amount, and then goes back about that much. So with both joints, he goes back pretty decently, but you do see a little bit of a gap at the waist. We do get a tiny bit of pivot at the waist, and then it does swivel. Now for the arms here, the shoulder pads are on a hinge, so they can, whoops, as you can see, it pops off very easily, but it does hinge back and forth, and then it is on a ball joint, so you can move it around. So I do like how that is articulated. And then the arms here, we do have a butterfly type joint at the shoulder, so you can move the arms forward and back a tiny bit, and you do get a very nice, well, pretty good circular motion out of the shoulders there. And then the arms go out to the sides about 90 degrees, and they do go up and down. We do have bicep swivel. It can swivel at the shoulder as well. And then we have a double jointed elbow that bends in pretty much all the way. And then the elbow joint where it connects into the bicep, it can swivel a tiny bit, then it can swivel a little where it connects into the forearm. Then we have a ball hinge at the wrist, so it does swivel and hinges back and forth. Now for the legs here, we don't have the shifting leg joints. We have the new updated type of articulation, and Batman can kick forward about 90 degrees. Goes to the back a tiny bit, and then kicks out to the side a little less than 90 degrees. Then we do get upper thigh swivel. It can swivel a little bit at the hip joint as well. We have double jointed knees that bend back all the way, so that's really good. Now for the ankles here, they do swivel. They hinge up a tiny bit, and then same with hinging down, and then we only get a tiny bit of pivot, but I mean, it's not the best, but we do have some decent pivot there, as you can see. Then we have a very nice toe hinge. So overall, I think we do get some very nice articulation with this Batman. Some points aren't as good as others, but you're still going to be able to get him in some pretty badass Christian Bale Batman poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts, The Dark Knight Batman. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it a 9.5. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, I had mine imported from Japan, but my buddy from Agelessgeeks will have this in stock in a few weeks once it releases in the US. And if you do ever buy something from Agelessgeeks.com, don't forget to enter in code name Daredevil, and you'll get yourself a 5% off discount. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell icon. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway, because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. We do get a cool image of the Batman figures. This is Batman the Dark Knight. We do get the dart. Ha! Damn it! We do get a cool image of the Batman figures. This is Batman the Dark Knight. We do see the Chappity and Choopity Chappa. The Mezco 112 Batman and Alright, so now for the articulation. Of course, Chi-Cha, Wichibidabu. And then the top of the hands look good also, and the texture. We do get this one on the left. That does come on the figure out of the packaging, and